Hey guys, John V again here from PhoneArena. You're watching our in-depth video review of the Samsung Galaxy Note 10.1. It's available right now. You can pick it up for $500 for the base 16GB Wi-Fi only version. They also have a 32GB model for only $550, so it's pretty competitive compared to some other things. It follows after its latest edition in the Note family. It follows after the original Samsung Galaxy Note, the 5.3-inch smartphone. And just like that device, the Galaxy Note 10.1 features the S Pen stylus. So if you're into drawing, handwriting, jotting down notes, stuff like that, this might suit your needs just because it provides some better accuracy as opposed to using your finger. But with that, let's find out whether or not the S Pen features can really make this a standout hit for Samsung. So if you didn't know, Samsung actually went back to the drawing board with the Galaxy Note 10.1 because back at MWC, it was a dual-core tablet, but now it's a quad-core. But as far as the design goes, nothing really spectacular just because it's very typical of Samsung made device. It actually looks exactly like the Galaxy Tab 2 10.1. It's an all-plastic device. We have the blue model here. It's also available in white. You have the gray elements around it. It's not the skinniest tablet we've seen, but it's fairly streamlined. But for an all-plastic device, it does pack some substantial weight, almost as weighty as the new iPad. And as far as the overall styling, nothing again that really pops out. It's pretty much a conventional design. We don't like that the bezels around the display are pretty large, which actually increases its overall footprint. Visually, there isn't anything captivating about the tablet's display, just because it's very average nowadays. 10.1-inch WXGA PLS LCD display, so it's 1280 by 800 pixels. Not the highest res screen that we see out there, but it's decent enough to make out most fine text with relatively few issues, so things like the web browser, we're still able to make it out, but not it's quite as stunning as the Retina display on the iPad that's higher resolution. It produced some nice natural-looking colors, very neutral with its color, with its color tones, and its viewing angles are kind of questionable. You can tell it kind of washes out in extreme angles, and with that, we still find ourselves having to shield it away from the sun in direct sunlight. But the bigger thing here is just that it utilizes Wacom's technology, which allows the tablet's display to actually offer superior precision with touch input with the S Pen, and we'll talk more about that in a bit here. Perched above the display, we find the 1.9 megapixel front-facing camera, so you can take still shots and also self-portraits with that. So just like the Galaxy Tab 10.12, the second version, the Galaxy Note 10.1 features the left and right speakers, which are faced towards us, which again offers better clarity just because it's projected towards us as opposed to away. On the bottom edge, we just have the proprietary connection port for data and charging connectivity. You could also get video out with the aid of an adapter or a dock, and you also have the microphone as well. Conversely, on the opposite edge, we find most of the ports and buttons on the tablet. You have the 3.5mm headset jack, the IR blaster, which has been a common thing we find with most of Samsung's tablets. It turns it into a universal remote. Micro SD card slot, the volume control, and also a dedicated power button. They're raised and they offer a pretty good tactile response when pressed. Flipping over, placed squarely in the top edge, we have the tablet's 5-megapixel autofocus camera with its LED flash. It has the ability to shoot up to 720p videos. And finally, the biggest redesign found with this updated version of the Galaxy Note 10.1 is now it has a slot here for the S Pen stylus, just because with the previous model, it lacked that, but it's just nice that you're able to tuck it away when you're not using it. As for the included S Pen stylus, we like it that it mimics the look and styling of an actual pencil, so it does offer for a more natural grip in the hand, and also very comfortable to type, to actually write with, especially for a long period of time. You have also a button right there, which offers a variety of different functions depending on the application. If you don't like this one that comes included with the tablet, Samsung also has a variety of different ones here, like this one that looks like a regular standard pen. It's a lot thicker, and so again still offers a really nice natural feel. But either way, it's just nice that this version here is a lot larger than the one that was featured on the Samsung Galaxy Note smartphone. Without a doubt, the biggest selling point found with the Samsung Galaxy Note 10.1 is the fact that it features Wacom technology, which provides for superior accuracy thanks to the pressure sensitivity S Pen stylus here. With other tablets out there, if you're going to draw something or if you're going to write something down, you typically use your finger or a capacitive stylus of some kind. But the problem with that is that they don't measure pressure sensitivity, so you just get a uniform stroke like so. With the S Pen here, the nice thing about it is that depending on how much pressure you apply apply, you get either very faint, and the harder you apply, you get deeper strokes like so, which is definitely nice, something we don't see out of other tablets out there. And in terms of accuracy, it's really good just because for drawing, for writing, stuff like that, it is very accurate in what you write, and it definitely has a specific crowd it caters to. So if you're a graphics artist, a drawer, there's something you want to take a look at. So we look at the visuals with the custom Android experience on the Samsung Galaxy Note 10.1. It remains pretty similar to the TouchWiz version found with Honeycomb, but it does share some of the newer elements found with the Galaxy S3. For example, you have the TouchWiz Nature UX sounds there with the water droplets on that. Still, though, with the experience here offers a ton of personalization with the variety of different widgets. Nothing really different about that. You have your app panel laid out in your traditional grid-like view, and of course your widgets, you have a variety of different ones to choose from, and the notifications panel right there gives you access to some quick connectivity features with the tablet. But we'll go into some of the newer features found with it, but still lacking some of the newer things out there that's found with the Galaxy S3. For example, it doesn't offer NFC, so it misses out on features like S-Beam. Once again, the mini apps tray makes an appearance with the TouchWiz experience for Ice Cream Sandwich. So it's great that it offers some multitasking elements. For example, while web browsing, you could pop up the email here, so you could read your emails. It overlays on top of it. You could even get other things like the calculator. Now, it's nice and great that you have that availability for you, but just the limited selection of mini apps available is its biggest downfall, just because some of them are pretty redundant. Like, are you going to really use the alarm, the calculator, or even the task manager that much, just because you have other ways of accessing them, just like the task manager there, or even a music player when you're playing a song, you see a notifications panel. It'd been just nice to see it expanded to some other apps aside from the typical ones that we've been seeing. Another new feature found with the experience that some people might find useful is the multi-screen function with it. So it's just like the mini apps tray, it is limited to certain applications. So for example, if you're within the web browser, you could actually have the email app tiled right next to it, almost similar to like a Windows PC, where you could actually see two windows at once simultaneously. So it's great for productivity, but the biggest downfall again is the fact that it's just limited to those specific applications. Additionally, another thing with the multi-screen function is that you can watch videos as well as you're browsing the web here. So on one side, you could actually watch a video, and on the other side, you can still continue doing whatever you're doing with the web browser. But you can kind of tell it kind of impacts the performance of the tablet. And just like the Samsung Galaxy S3, the pop-out feature is also available with the Galaxy Note 10.1. You just tap it, and you can actually have the video playing overlaid on top of whatever you're doing. So if you're browsing the web or running some other application, you could still watch a video. And you can resize it to any length and width you'd like. But again, as you notice, it kind of makes the tablet's performance a little bit choppy. So if you've been taking notes, you'll surely appreciate the features found with the S Note application, which we already saw with the Samsung Galaxy Note smartphone. But the cooler thing is that you have a larger real estate to deal with here, so you can rest your palm just like you would a normal paper and pen type deal. So it doesn't interfere as you're holding using the S Pen here to draw or type something or write something down. And with the S Note application, you have a ton of different options as far as colors, the style, the pen choice. And on top of that, the other useful things are found with the variety of different productivity tools. For example, Shape Match. If you're going to be drawing a flowchart of some kind, it already recognizes some of the shapes that you're going to try and draw here, and automatically will fine-tune it. And on top of that, you have things like recognition here, handwriting recognition. So you just write it down, and automatically will pop it up for you. Preloaded with the tablet is the Adobe Photoshop Touch application. It's a premier photo editing suite, and if you're a graphics artist, you'll really fall in love with this just because you have a lot of power and control with the application combined with the S Pen. For example, one cool feature is that we have the ability to actually Photoshop out the boat here in the actual image. Again, thanks to the sensitivity of the S Pen, you get a lot of accuracy in what you want to actually get rid of. And it's just nice having that functionality available to us all in the Galaxy Note 10.1. On top of that, another neat thing found with the Adobe Photoshop Touch app is the ability to select which portions of a photo you want to turn black and white. So you can tell here we're using the S Pen to actually go ahead and change certain sections of the photo into black and white. So we're going to do that really quick here, and thanks to the precision and accuracy of the S Pen, again, we're able to pick and choose exactly which portions we want to keep in color. So this is a pretty neat feature that you can find with the application. And say, for example, we wanted to saturate the level of the just the yellow here of the flower, we could do that like so it really stands out. And again, that's another neat feature you could do with the app. Powered by a quad-core 1.4 GHz Exynos processor with 2 GB of RAM, it produces some nice and respectable benchmark scores. And with the live wallpaper right now, it's doing fine, but it's hit or miss just because in portrait usage, we still notice some choppy movements with its execution like so. But it's actually most prevalent with the processor-intensive task with the multi-screen function here. So for example, if you're watching a video and also browsing the web, it really impacts the performance and becomes quite choppy and slow. As we look at the buttons on the on-screen keyboard, very small and tiny compared to some other layouts out there, but we still appreciate the row numbers up top. It'd been just nice to see some additional punctuations as well. But nevertheless, you get a really nice responsive rate of inputs, no worries there. And you have three different options. You have the full size here, which just spaces out everything. And you have the floating keyboard for just the middle there. And the best one that we like is actually the split keyboard, just because our fingers don't have to stretch as much to press something. One of the great advantages found with the web browsing experience on the tablet is that with the S Pen, kind of acts just like a mouse cursor, so you can actually hover over certain things without actually pressing down on it, so it's great for that. Aside from that, it's still a wonderful experience just because it handles Flash content with little issues and maintains its nice high-level response with kinetic scrolling and pinch gestures. As expected, the Galaxy Note 10.1 handles high-definition videos with no problems. It's able to load up our videos encoded in a variety of different things, such as DivX, MPEG-4, H.264, and XVID. The one we have here is in DivX 1920 by 1080 resolution. Nice visuals, strong colors, and it moves at a decent rate. So yeah, there's a camera on the Samsung Galaxy Note 10.1. It's a 5 megapixel snapper in the rear, but don't expect much out of it just because, like any other tablet out there we've seen, it just doesn't do justice when it comes to taking shots. Its quality is pretty bad, definitely down there. Outdoor shots with plenty of lighting, details are still kind of lackluster, very muddy looking and has some inaccurate looking colors. It does worse in low lighting shots. There's just a lot of graininess, and to tell you the truth, you're not going to want to use it that much for taking photos. Likewise, the Samsung Galaxy Note 10.1 captures some horrendous looking 720p videos. It's just really lacking in terms of details. It moves nice and swiftly at a decent rate, but aside from that, everything else is pretty much forgettable. Packing a 7,000 milliamp hour battery, it's more than enough to get us by through a solid day of normal usage, but if you're a little bit more demanding, you're probably going to have to charge it right before you go to bed. As far as the Wi-Fi connectivity, we didn't have any issues with it. So here's the thing about the Samsung Galaxy Note 10.1. It's not for everyone. It really makes us question whether or not this is the high-end tablet offering from Samsung, just because, as we know, the Galaxy Tab series is more of a budget tablet nowadays, and the Note seems to be specific to a niche market. So if you're a graphics artist, if you love drawing, or simply prefer a more natural way of writing stuff, the Galaxy Note is something you want to take a look at, especially all the cool features surrounding the S Pen. It's definitely an attractive thing, but aside from that, it's a very average tablet, low-res display compared to some of the 1080p's out there. You also have the quad-core processor, nothing really exciting in that front as well, and design doesn't really scream out high-end, so it's far from that. But either way, you still get a good amount of value for $500. So if you'd like to learn more about the Samsung Galaxy Note 10.1, guys, you can check out our website, PhoneArena.com. This is John V. As always, thanks for watching.